The thing I liked about the opener is that we had an in-ring segment between Magnus and Samoa Joe. Something we needed. We needed TNA to give this part of their show, the main event of Lockdown, the concentration that it needed. And to have them both in the ring. In one corner, you had Magnus looking all cocky and ready without Dixie Carter by his side. Brilliant. Magnus standing up on his own. The other side, no words needed, just a serious face, and then a fight with Samoa Joe. And I've been waiting for Samoa Joe to be one of the top guys again, the guy to watch out for, the guy that's going to kill you. And because Samoa Joe is a guy who's been in TNA a while, put on great matches, been a top guy for the company. So right here, right now, we have an ex-tag team going against each other where this could be the opportunity for Samoa Joe to put over Magnus. Because yes, Magnus is the World Heavyweight Champion, but for him to have a proper decent wrestling match against a top guy, I think it's needed. Magnus says he's got a deck of cards, a deck of backup plans and ideas and resources he could use at any point. And one of them happened to be a German wrestler called Bad Bones, who ends up facing and losing to Samoa Joe. I'm just wondering what else Magnus has up his sleeve ready for his match at Lockdown. Maybe TNA are trying to rush stuff to get to something bigger later down the line. When it comes to spotlighting new wrestlers, knockouts or tag teams in your company, winning your first gold on a house show, I don't think it's the best spotlighting. Spotlighting should be saved for pay-per-views or at least a TV show, not a house show. So when the Wolves became the new tag team champions, yes, it's a great thing because now the Bromans are not tag team champions, but a better tag team as the Wolves are. But I just don't agree with when they win it. And then on this week's Impact, you had the likelihood of Bromans overcoming Bad Influence and the Wolves by defeating them in a 3 tag team match to earn a spot in Team Dixie or Team Rude. That wasn't easy to watch. Yes, it was, a silent tag kind of win, but so I guess they had a small, quick, fluky win or fluky defeat, but that wasn't good to watch. You'd expect it to have been given to Bad Influence at least. But talk about the teams. We're going into the big pay-per-view, and for a big high-stakes match, the ownership of the company, you want the best teams possible, and Bromance is not a good tag team to have in such a big match. TNA are doing a great job with adding interest to the Gunner and Storm feud storyline, when they have Storm explaining that he wants Gunner to know how he feels when the World Heavyweight Championship briefcase was taken away from him, how he felt when he was given the Tag Team Championship briefcase, and then the massive brawl backstage, really showing how much these two want to go at it, want to show who the better man is, and who should be going off to eventually gain another World Heavyweight Championship shot. They did a great job. I really enjoyed this. They're really putting James Storm in a solid place to either possibly put over Gunner more or to build himself up as a #1 contender again for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunner continue looking great on mic, going up against James Storm to continue building himself up or to possibly become the #1 contender again. This could go either way, and it's the great thing about this, that they're both going to benefit each other's careers or their build up to whatever comes next. I just going to give TNA full credit, compliment on how they made these two stand out on Impact this week. Each and every week, my liking and the greatness of EC3 is growing. This week, he's mocking United Kingdom. He's mocking his opponent, Doug Williams, a wrestler from the United Kingdom, defeats him in a quick match. But that's not the important part. We'd later in the night get to Kurt Angle's Hall of Fame ceremony. And he goes through thanking the fans. He's great to be where he's at right now. But EC3 steals this. He comes out, he promises to tell the truth about Kurt Angle, which is he's not fit, he's not in great shape, and he should just retire. But obviously EC3 put those facts into such a beautiful, positive way. Things that really made you believe in EC3, believe that Kurt Angle's not in the best shape, but more importantly, EC3 proves you can be up there talking against the big names of the wrestling company. But Kurt Angle comes back, proving he's fighting fit, and he wants to face EC3 at Lockdown in a steel cage. Typical Kurt Angle, I know, to be in a steel cage so he can do all of his spots. But we've got to think now. Is Kurt Angle going to prove he's still the American hero at Lockdown? Or is EC3 going to take advantage of the injured Kurt Angle and prove that he can also, as well as talk the talk against big names, walk the walk and defeat Kurt Angle? I'm really interested in this. EC3, you're doing great. Keep this up. And as you can hear, I'm pumped for this match. Alpha Knockout and Lady Tapper defeating Madison Rayne and Velvet Sky was for the best, I felt, because you're really trying to hopefully build these up as the monstrous knockouts. It's just a shame it slipped up when ODB came out to make the rescue after the beatdown continued, that you had to have the faces come out on top. What would be so wrong with having the heels continue their power, continue their dominance, and lay out all the faces? I don't see what's so wrong. It would be more believable having the monstrous knockouts come out on top. I don't think the light likes me that much, but talk about character building in TNA. Week after week after week, they've done an okay job building up a dark, creepy, Dexter-like character for Samuel Shaw. Now they're going as far as him not getting what he wants from Chrissy Hem, so he calls her a sk. I'm not even going to call her that. That was so disrespectful, but it did good adding a little bit more to the Samuel Shaw character. But finally, Mr. Anderson, the guy who went through defeating Buddy Ray to overcome his family storyline, to now saving a woman who's getting creeped out and almost kidnapped in a way by Samuel Shaw. Mr. Anderson versus Samuel Shaw at Lockdown. Yes, it's just recently been teased, but I feel that this could be a good match, especially after the likelihood of more fans getting behind Mr. Anderson, liking Mr. Anderson, liking where he's going, the fact that he's been involved, he's getting feuds now. Samuel Shaw, it's came to a point where he probably needs wins if he's going to be taken seriously in TNA. That's why this is another match that I want to see how well Samuel Shaw fits in as a in-ring wrestler against various wrestlers like Mr. Anderson. Throughout the night, you've had Rude and MVP having one-on-one conversations, trying to convince the great wrestler he is, Austin Aries, to join their team. And it all builds up to Austin Aries coming to the decision of, make me a special guest referee. I want to see you both in action, and then I'll make my decision. And it comes to the match, and I don't really think it's about the match. As much as I like seeing MVP wrestle, it was more about Austin Aries at the very last minute. You could almost see it coming. He turns and takes out MVP, giving Bobby Roode the win. As much as I was hoping Dixie Carter's disappearance was for her to find an outsider returning wrestler to join, to be her missing member of her group, Instead, we have Austin Aries taking that space. And MVP still with an empty space, so it leaves you wondering who in the next week or something is going to be his missing member. But overall, this show weren't that bad. Yes, it almost had the competition of NXT Arrival. That's why some of these show ratings or moments may not get as noticed as they should have done. But at the end of the day, I thought this had some great parts in. It's given me the feeling of Lockdown, the enjoyment of Lockdown, making me want to see Lockdown. So TNA, you did a great job. Hopefully, fans, you will agree with it too. Let me know in the comment section below. And from me, NJ, thank you very much for watching. Please keep smiling. Please keep tuning in to the British Best Reviews. Support us by doing this. Until next time, goodbye.